How's it going, guys? It's Tupai, and I wanted to talk a little bit about how the Watchdog NPC bot is useless and terrible and should be removed and was supposed to be removed. But for some reason it hasn't. So, yeah, you probably know what it is. It's that really annoying uh, bot that spins around your player when Watchdog thinks you're hacking, and sometimes it just does it randomly. It's intrusive, it gets in your way, it's distracting as hell. It's all around just terrible, right? It's not as bad as some NPC-based anti-cheats, which like have a constant bot flickering around you. Shout out Mindplex. But it's still really annoying because when it does trigger, you basically can't hit the player in front of you for a solid second. And you'll usually lose the fight. At least that happens to me. So you guys probably know what I'm talking about, right? You've probably been annoyed by it before. But you might think that it actually has a purpose. You might think that they keep it there because overall it's a net positive for catching hackers versus annoying people in games. But this is not the case. It's terrible. It doesn't catch any hackers. It's useless. And I'll tell you why. That's because all clients that have come out in the past year probably have what are called anti-bots. And these anti-bots will basically be able to detect when the NPC is rotating around you, and it won't hit the NPC. It'll continue hitting the real player, but it won't hit the NPC because it will notice certain attributes of that quote-unquote player. It's like a fake player, basically. They're rotating around you. The Hypixel's rotating around you. But it'll be able to notice things about that player that aren't consistent with every single other player. And it won't hit that. It'll ignore it. That basically renders the bot useless because if you're not hitting the bot, then it's not detecting anything. It's not picking anything up to ban you for. Of course, if you have a really old client that doesn't have an anti-bot for a Hypixel, then it's going to get you instantly. But no one uses those clients anymore. They're useless. They probably will get you banned faster for like movement checks or something that have been patched a long time ago. So, yeah, no one uses those clients and expects not to be banned immediately. But if you have a normal client that's come out in the past year, even a free client, so many free clients have this, it's going to have an anti-bot. Now, Hypixel has spent a lot of time, as a Cryptkeeper said in a Spigot post about 6 months ago, they say that they spent a lot of time trying to make this NPC that rotates around you as similar to a player as possible so that the client couldn't distinguish between a real player and the NPC bot. But the problem with this is that there's always going to be bypasses. Client makers are always going to find a way to notice when it's a watchdog bot versus a real player because that's just how humans work. They're creative. They think of solutions. And it's just going to be a constant battle of Hypixel patching something and then the client makers patching something. And it's just useless. There's no point because it's never going to end. And so what Cryptkeeper said 6 months ago is that they're going to phase out the bots and that they're going to continue improving clicking inspection methods. So basically what that means is they're analyzing how clicks work. You can tell whether it's a real player clicking or a randomized or maybe even not randomized computer algorithm that's clicking for you. And so I don't really know how that works. It's basically just heuristic based. I'm going to link a good video by Tenebris that goes over heuristic based killer detection versus NPC based killer detection. I've talked a lot about NPC based, which is that watchdog bot rotating around you, but heuristic based is basically just looking at, movement, the player movement. It's not interacting with the player as much as an NPC bot is, but it's just analyzing what the player does. And if it's doing something that's impossible for a human to do, then it'll ban you. So that's what Cryptkeeper said they were going to do, and I'm pretty sure they've improved on this a little bit because a lot of auras don't bypass right now. Like, for example, Flux B12 does not bypass very well if you set it to like higher than 8 CPS or something. There's a lot of auras that are slightly out of date and are not bypassing very well. But there's always going to be, bypasses. It's just with a clicking inspection heuristics based method, it's going to catch a lot more like, it's not going to be as easy to bypass, is what I'm saying, than an NPC bot is, because literally all you'd have to do for an NPC bot is just change one line of code, detect one attribute. The problem is trying to find that attribute. But that's not hard for client developers to do. So why have they not phased out this bot? Why have they not gotten rid of it completely? They said they would 6 months ago. I cannot stress you this enough. 6 months ago. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you honestly. So what I want you guys to do is go ask the developers, go ask Cryptkeeper on Twitter. Don't like harass them, but honestly, if there's a reason, I'd like to know, because I can't think of a single reason. I'll tell you why it's bad. I'll tell you why the NPC hurts, besides the fact that it annoys people in gameplay. If Watchdog spins that bot around someone who's actually hacking and uses the bot data to determine whether they are hacking or not, the fact that they're not hitting that bot will actually decrease Watchdog's thinking that they're hacking, the level that they're hacking, because it's feeding in that data that's saying, no, they didn't hit the Watchdog bot, so they're not hacking. So overall, it's probably going to take them longer to get banned. And that's just assuming that they're even using the data from the NPC bot anymore. They very well could not be, because they haven't updated it in 6 months. They haven't tried to patch anti-bots in 6 months. It makes no sense to me. It really doesn't. If you guys have an idea, let me know. If you guys know why they haven't removed it, please do tell. Please educate me, because I cannot think of a single reason why. I really can't. So anyways, yeah, so share this video around. Let's try to get it removed permanently, because it really is annoying. We all know it's annoying. You know, send this video, not just trying to do it for attention or anything, but like, honestly, if we can get this removed, that would be fantastic. That would be great, because I really don't know why it's still in the game. I don't know why they haven't removed it from 6 months ago. Do I need to say it again? Do I need to repeat it 20 times? 6 months ago they said they would remove it, and they have not. Anyways, that's all for now, guys. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to drop a like if you enjoyed this video. Appreciate you all. Drop a comment too. You know, do all those things. Get my SEO up, please. I'm desperate for subs. Yeah? I'm just kidding. I love you guys. See you in the next one.